what role does the board have in teachers' pay? Because that's like a really big thing, right? Like teachers want to make more money, and people are saying that when they get on the board, they're gonna make sure teachers get more money. Can the board members really make sure that teachers get more money?
Well, the board members approve the budget, and it's important that we look at the budget line item by line item to make sure that when it's presented to us, that the district did everything it can to provide the maximum compensation and benefits to our teachers. The budget is a $4 billion budget. 2.6 billion of that budget is in general funds. About 65% of the money in general funds goes towards teacher benefit and compensation. Now, I think what the teachers are asking is, the teachers want to know, did the school board look at the budget line item by line item to ensure that there's nowhere else on the budget that we could cut to provide better pay for teachers? So in that sense, it's important as a school board member that we listen to the concerns of our teachers, because they're the ones that will maximize learning outcome for our students in the classroom. And if they're not happy, it will come out as well into the way they feel at work, into the morale they have at work. And we don't want teachers to have to go out and having to do 2-3 jobs and then having to go to schools and teach students. So I think that they do have the right, and they do have a legitimate argument in seeking to enhance their pay and making sure that we are not wasting money in any other areas, and that we're maximizing their pay by looking at the budget carefully. Now, with that being said, Sandra, it must be noted that the school board has a limited budget. So it doesn't matter, even if we should give teachers the best we possibly could, it would still not be enough, because the state does not provide enough money to the district to pay teachers what they're worth. So there has to be advocacy beyond our local school district. We must advocate as a district, and we must advocate collectively as a state to try to get more money from Tallahassee, right? Because the school districts are funded in 2 ways. They're funded by sales tax, and they're also funded by what we call required local effort, which is your millage rate, right? Now, in the last few years, the millage that is used and calculated to fund public schools, that millage rate has been declining year after year, yet teachers are not properly compensated. So it doesn't make sense that we're declining the millage rate, and then at the same time, we have kids who need resources. We have teachers who need to be better paid. I think that most of us will not mind paying a little bit more on our millage if we're going to get a much better quality service for our children. So I think, unfortunately, it seems that sometimes in Tallahassee, there's an assault on public education. At least that's the impression that we get, because I think if we examine the millage rate, if we take a careful look at our sales tax, we may be able to provide more benefits and more compensation for teachers. So I hear what the teachers are saying locally. We also need to look at statewide how we advocate for more funding for teachers.